Hello, love. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different for you to shake things up. Many of you know me for my acrylic paintings and classes, but I do have a lot of other creative interests, as I'm sure many of you do. And one of my favorite materials that I love playing with are jewelry making supplies. There are two things I like to do with my jewelry stuff, and the first and most obvious thing I like to do is to actually make jewelry. And in the past, I haven't featured my jewelry very much on my website and my videos. I would usually offer them to customers in person at like events and shops, or even give them as birthday and Christmas gifts. But now I figured I'd give them a go online, so you can find these pieces on my website in my online shop, which I will link down below. And then the second thing I like to do with my jewelry stash is to make mixed media art. Many of you are used to my acrylic paintings, and things like papers and small found objects and beads work so well with acrylic medium and paint. They adhere really well together, and there's a lot you can do with them. So I love deconstructing old jewelry and putting the parts back together in new designs that are more current and more of me. I love mixing natural materials like wood and stone with mixed metals and glass and acrylic and even shells and other things. Typically, I'll hunt for broken jewelry that has vintage or vintage-inspired components, and then take them apart, and then I'll sort them into like items such as beads, filigree, rhinestones, chain, cabochons, and then like chandeliers and drop pendants, stuff like that. And then I'll try to sort them by color as much as I can. I'm not super strict about the way I like to organize them, but it does help a lot to know what I have so that I can find things quickly when I want them. And also I like to see if there are any colors or materials I'm lacking in so that next time I hunt for components, I can keep an eye out for colors that I'm missing. And then I guess another thing that I love to do with my jewelry supplies is to simply sort them. There's something calming about picking through a big pile of sparkly goodies. Not only am I reminding myself what I have, but it also helps me to come up with new ideas. So as far as the quality of my materials, I typically pick things up based on how they feel, how the design looks, and what colors they are. I'm not very picky, but I do like to use my better quality materials in my jewelry because people actually touch jewelry when they wear it. And when things don't quite fit into my jewelry designs, I can use them in my mixed media art pieces. But nothing is really set in stone, and every piece is unique. So I always bend my own rules if it works for the design. So right now I know a fair amount, and I have fun stringing beads and connecting chain in interesting ways and attaching and layering parts together to make new pendants and coming up with fun designs. But I'm in no way a master jeweler. I would really love to get more into antique jewelry and find more high-end pieces that need a little love. But I have a lot to learn about identifying precious and semi-precious gems and metals. So I'm just transparent about that so that you know what I'm dealing with, which I'd say is a mix of mid-range costume jewelry. So for now, I'm just enjoying the crafty side of it and making things that I enjoy wearing. But one thing that you can count on is that I'm not moving away from being an acrylic artist and a teacher. I might weave in and out of this crafty side of creativity to my fine art painting classes and so forth. So my interests have several hopping off points, from painting to acrylic mixed media collage and found objects to jewelry making, and then thrifting for vintage home decor, scores. And I've had a vintage business since about 2011, so it's a nice way to diversify my streams of income. And then lastly, I can't talk about salvaging and redesigning jewelry without talking about how it's more environmentally friendly than buying new. These are pieces that were donated to thrift stores, and I picked them up, or my friends and family gave them to me because they were broken. So instead of just going to waste, I love to give them a second life, and they stay out of the landfill. And it's one more piece of jewelry that doesn't have to come from a mine. So it's very sustainable. I love hunting for beautiful things, whether they're decorative papers, beads, or unique antiques. So I hope you enjoy that as well. Overall, I love sharing and teaching about my creative interests. So be sure and check out my classes. The next class I make is going to be a mixed media class with jewelry components. So you definitely want to subscribe so that you can stay informed about new class releases. And I will leave a link to my classes down below so that you can see what's available as of today. And I'm actually going to leave some more information about my latest class at the end of this video, so be sure and stay tuned for that. So I hope you enjoyed looking through my jewelry making stash. I had a lot of fun making this video, and thank you so much for joining me. Maybe you have some broken pieces that you can deconstruct and reuse the parts for new jewelry and art. If so, I encourage you to get it out, keep everything of value, and then put it back together in a fresh way. Or you can hang on to it for my next class, where we're going to do some mini canvases with jewelry parts and acrylic paint. Thanks again, and I'm going to leave you with a little extra info about my latest painting class, so I hope you enjoy that. Have a beautiful day, happy creating, much love. I absolutely love the desert with its big sky, vast landscape, and beautiful rock formations. There's nothing like a big sunset to bring out the warm colors over the mesas and to bring out my inner wanderlust. My name is Jennifer Laurel Keller. I'm an artist and instructor, but what I really do is help people gain creative confidence. I love painting landscapes, and the more experience we have with different types of scenes, the more we understand them and can adapt them to our future paintings. In this class, Desert Vista, we're going to paint this beautiful location in acrylic paint. You'll learn how to create a warm, easy sunset, the distant mesas, and the impressive textures and forms in the rocks. In the lessons, we'll cover materials, mixing, brushwork, form, contour, contrast, texture, loosening up, layering, and creating details. Every move I make is explained in the class, and you can follow along at your own pace. This class is right for you if you want to experience painting more types of landscapes and take your rock formations to the next level. I've had beginner and intermediate artists do really well in my classes. The key is to have an open mind and understand that patience and practice make progress. Even as a teacher, I learn new things every time I paint. It's all about exploring and having fun. Once you practice this, you'll be able to make these techniques your own and bring them over to your future creations with more confidence, which means more fun. So are you ready to rock? Let's go.